Well, today's quite a momentous day for us in UK hospitality and indeed for the economy and business community across the whole of the UK, because today is the day that we've got the general election result. We have changed Prime Minister, we've changed government. I'm recording this just as we're waiting to hear cabinet ministers who are being announced, as Keir Starmer has just been to the King and been formally confirmed as the new PM. It marks a very busy period for the UKH team over the course of the general election itself, where we've set out to build relationships with as many of the new candidates as we can, but also for the last 9 months, it marks the culmination of that period of work, because 9 months ago, we started at the party conferences with our manifesto for the hospitality sector, the change that we felt we needed to secure the future of our businesses, to build resilience and to encourage renewal and regeneration and investment in our communities. And that process at the party conferences last October was trying to influence the manifestos that the parties had themselves when we came to the general election. The general election is too late to start to influence policies. That's the time that we want to be confirming our policies have been accepted and we start to build relationships. And the team at UKH worked really hard to make sure that of our 3 top priorities for government, 2 were reflected in the manifestos of all the main parties who are standing in Parliament. And it's not just about the Labour Party. It's important that we get that consensus of opinion about the change that is needed to unlock growth, unlock renewal and regeneration in our everyday economy, so that we can move on that rapidly and at pace as the new government takes its position and you get support. So 2 of the key 3 areas: reform of the apprenticeship levy to unlock investment in people, training and skills, and crucially reform of business rates to be able to encourage regeneration, renewal and growth back in our towns and city centres, to attract inward investment and to give businesses the confidence to invest. So 2 out of 3, not bad. The third one around tax incentives and particularly tax competitiveness, one which we will be returning to again and again. And I know that the VAT rate is one that comes top priority as far as our businesses are concerned. So during the general election campaign, thank you to all of you who downloaded our election toolkit. We had over 2,000 members who were actively engaged with that. We've written to all of the candidates in all of the seats across the UK, across 7 main parties, to be able to make sure that they understand the value and contribution that the hospitality sector makes economically, socially and culturally, and also the measures that we want to see in the first 100 days, the first 100 weeks and over the course of this Parliament, to be able to stimulate growth, to drive growth. And we've heard Keir Starmer on the steps of Downing Street today talking about growth being the key driver of change that he wants to see going forward. But it's growth with a purpose. It's to allow us to be able to unlock our investment so that we can create places that people want to live, work and invest, and also visit when it comes to our international visitors and tourists, our second largest service export earner. But crucially creating those places that people want to live and work so that we can create those opportunities for all. When we're talking about housing, we're talking about growth, we're talking about investment. It's investment for a purpose. We need hospitality to be there as a critical part of the infrastructure to be able to deliver that. And it's jobs for everyone at every level of experience and in every part of the country. And hospitality is the sector of the economy that can deliver that. So a clear message that we've taken to all of those who are coming to Parliament for the first time, or whether they're returning to Parliament, setting out the investment that hospitality is making in their communities and their constituencies, and what more could be done in those key critical areas if we had the reforms that we need on business rates, apprenticeship levy, tax and investment, to be able to get our economy moving again. So a good piece of work concluded, and now the hard work starts to make sure that the ministers that are appointed today start to deliver from day one on the key concerns that the hospitality sector has, so that we can work in partnership with the new government to help deliver their missions for change that they've outlined, but also create the conditions that we need to be able to have the headroom to get back to investing. And if we get it right, then we will go back to doing what we do best. In the decade prior to COVID, we generated 1 in 5 net new jobs. We invested £10 billion in our community, and we saw our economy driven by hospitality-led regeneration and growth, and we are forecast to do exactly the same again if we get those conditions right, 6% growth year on year. So that's the positive agenda that we're taking forward into the new government. And we're also working to tackle those harder issues to navigate, particularly around pay, terms and conditions, and contracts of employment, so that we can get the conditions that are right, with the businesses able to have the headroom to invest in their people, to help deliver a new deal for working people, working in partnership with the government, one that values opportunity for all and underpinned by choice for our team members, so that they can have the jobs they want, delivering when they want and how they want, in a way that works for all. And that's the way we get a virtuous circle and contribute back to our economy and our communities. So a lot of work to start to do, and we will see that delivery over the course of the next 100 days in Parliament. And critically, in August, we look forward to welcoming more members of Parliament into their communities, into their constituencies, and into hospitality venues, so that they can hear firsthand just what a great sector this is, a place that creates places people want to live, work, and invest.